Hi, and welcome along to the Arsenal Fan TV Arsene Wenger press conference rundown, where we take a look at what Arsene Wenger has been saying at his press conference ahead of this massive game this weekend against Tottenham Hotspur, the North London derby. And of course, the question that every Arsenal fan wants to know right now is who will be playing, who's in, who's out, who's injured. I mean, we saw from the other night the team, missing so many players. Who is going to be back in time for the North London derby? And Wenger's been giving us a rundown today on Laurent Koscielny, who of course missed the game the other night. Arsene Wenger says that he has an 80% chance of making the team. This was Arsene Wenger's quotes today. He said, "We might have Laurent Koscielny back, but Hector Bellerin won't be available." So that's a massive blow straight away. And on the injuries, he also said, "I'm very concerned because we're only in November and we have so many players out. We go into the Christmas period and I'm concerned," he said, "because we have too many players out. I give Laurent Koscielny 80%. He will have a test tomorrow." So that, for me, massive blow. Laurent Koscielny possibly missing, but also Hector Bellerin. We've seen that, recently with Debuchy stepping in. He came in against Sheffield Wednesday. He came in the other night against Bayern Munich. Not the same grade at the moment as Hector Bellerin, and it's going to be a massive miss for Arsenal. Bellerin missing that North London derby. And if Koscielny's missing as well, that'll be mega. I kind of think that Koscielny was definitely rested the other night for the North London derby. And if he's 80%, and then obviously we're going to be going into an international break after that, I would have thought that Koscielny is set to play. But we all know what it's like with Arsenal. That 80% could turn into it being 80% the other way, and he misses out. But fingers crossed, Koscielny, who for me is the best central defender right now in the Premier League, we need him definitely for that Spurs game. It's very, very important that we get him back. And it's just the injuries, they continue, they go on and on. I mean, I was looking at the injury list today, and who can forget the last year when we played the North London derby, was it last year or the year before? With Theo Walcott, he got injured and then we didn't see him for a year. And I was just looking at the injuries currently missing. These are all the first teamers that are currently missing from the Arsenal squad, right? Hector Bellerin, who's out now with a groin injury. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, hamstring injury. Walcott, as you see in the picture here, in better, well, not better, exactly better times. He was telling the Spurs that we were winning 2-0, but he just suffered a bad injury that would keep him out for a season. But Walcott, he's out with a calf injury. Arteta, ankle injury. Ramsey, hamstring. Jack Wilshere, ankle. Thomas Rosicky, knee. And on Thomas Rosicky, Wenger said that he's going to be able to start back training very soon. So that's good news. And Danny Welbeck, a knee injury. And David Ospina, who's just returned to training. So look how many first-team players are out of that team. I mean, it's just too many at the moment. It's just, and it's costing us in some of these games. We've done really, really well. The fact that we've had all these injuries and we've still been able to, be joint top of the league at the moment. But we certainly need to get some of these players back and really cut down on these injuries. And, nobody seems to be able to, at the club, give an answer for why we are getting so many injuries. But it's just year in, year out, injury after injury. In the press conference, Arsene Wenger was asked about the form of Petr Cech, who has been really a massive signing and a real plus sign for Arsenal in most of the performances this season. Arsene Wenger's quote on that was, "I believe there is no coincidence. It's just class, consistency and quality. And knowing him well after a few months, I'm not surprised. He analyses everything. He's gifted, super talented, and he's one of the greatest goalkeepers ever seen in this country." And of course, Petr Cech is closing in on that clean sheet record, which is currently held by David James. I don't know how David James holds that record, by the way, but it's currently held by David James. And there's no doubting that Petr Cech has been absolutely massive for Arsenal. Absolutely massive. We want to make sure we keep him fit, that's for sure. And he'll be very important in the North London derby, giving us that security. I know he conceded 5 the other night, not a fault for those. Wasn't really his fault in that game. And he's been an absolute rock for Arsenal, and Arsene Wenger bigging him up at his press conference. Arsene Wenger was also asked an interesting question about Harry Kane. Would he sign Harry Kane? And also asking him about what he thought of Harry Kane. Wenger said he has great qualities and he'll make a great career. But when he was asked, would you sign Harry Kane? Arsene Wenger said, once you're a Spurs player, we don't consider him anymore. You know what? I'd love to sign Harry Kane just to wind Spurs up. But listen, at the moment, we don't need Harry Kane. Olivier Giroud doing a fantastic job up front there. For me, a better striker right now. Yes, Kane got more goals last season, but at the highest level, Olivier Giroud is doing it more than Harry Kane. And it's going to be an interesting matchup on Sunday to see who comes out on top with those two strikers. Kane, of course, is on a bit of form at the moment, so we're definitely going to have to keep an eye on Harry Kane in that game, because whatever we say about him, whatever we mock him, or he is going to be a very, very dangerous player going into that game. So it's going to be very important that Arsenal keep a serious eye on Harry Kane. What other points was mentioned? Well, he was asked about the title race. I've also got a chance of winning the title. Wenger's quotes were, "It's too early. We want to be in the fight, and we'll do absolutely everything to do it. With 5 or 6 games to go, then maybe I think we'll have a chance, but it's down to consistency," and he's spot on with that. And again, we need to get a lot of these injured players back. He was asked about being joint top of the league at the moment, and Arsene Wenger said, "It's remarkable what my players have done. Now we want to take advantage and continue." Very true. Also asked about the Champions League game the other night. He was always going to be asked about that. He said, he said, "I want to stay in the Champions League and we'll do absolutely everything to stay in it." Well, we haven't done that so far, have we? With resting players and, that appalling performance the other night. And there's no better chance for Arsenal to bounce back than in the North London derby. Asked a very mischievous question by a journalist there on Spurs. They asked him, "Are Spurs closing the gap?" Notice the use of the words "the gap," so that they can then put a quote, "mind the gap," no doubt. But Wenger on that, he says, of course they're closing the gap. It was always a level playing field. It was when we had a 37 to 38,000 seater stadium. It was level. But after we moved into the new stadium, we had to pay our debts back. But now we've done that, we are stronger. So I think Wenger's saying that, listen, we're on another level now to Spurs, and we should be on another level to Spurs. And I'm hoping that we'll put in a good performance and bounce back and get the victory that will keep us at the top of the table going into that international break. We need to put in a strong performance and bounce back. But one thing about Arsenal, they have been doing that this season. After that horrible defeat against Olympiacos, bounce back with a massive win over Manchester United. So we want to see the team bounce back in the North London derby. So that's it. That's what Wenger's been saying at his press conference today. Leave your comments below. What do you think of all the injuries at the moment? Who is to blame? Or is anyone to blame? Is it just down to pure bad luck that we've got injuries to so many key players? But do you think we've got enough to beat Spurs in the North London derby? Don't forget, Spurs, they've only lost 1 game this season. They've been on a bit of a run at the moment. They've been playing very, very well. Pochettino's obviously set them up. They're a lot more harder to beat. And remember, last season, in the league, we didn't actually get a victory over them. They drew with us at the Emirates, and they beat us at their place. So it's time for us to reverse that. However, we've got a great record against them in recent times. I think we've only lost 1 of the last 6 games we've played against them. So it's all there for Arsenal to win. That's the Arsenal Wenger press conference rundown. Thanks for watching the show. Don't forget to subscribe to Arsenal Fan TV.